Food insecurity is the consistent and limited access to the food necessary in order to sustain oneself. It affects all kinds of people, regardless of status group. In order to discover the causes, effects, and solutions, I conducted an ethnographic research method with personal observations and interviews. I worked with the local food banks of Grace Bible Church and Parish of St. Clement, who are partners with the Hawaii Food Bank. The Hawaii Food Bank is a nonprofit centered around ending food insecurity within the state of Hawaii. They do this by supporting these local food banks. The areas of research were the island of Oahu, the state of Hawaii, and the United States. If society reduces the barriers preventing the affected from seeking help, food insecurity will be reduced.
Because there's so many people who are food insecure, and I don't think you realize that until you go to a food pantry or volunteer at a food pantry, that there are so many people that really do need help, from homeless all the way to, to people working full time who just don't have enough money to make ends meet.
Food insecurity is so widespread that about 1/3 of Hawaiian residents are food insecure. It is estimated that the federal government spends over $74 billion a year on related programs. This represents a huge financial cost and burden to every United States citizen, regardless of whether or not they are directly affected. Food insecurity is known to negatively affect the health of those who suffer from it. It can cause birth defects, anxiety, or cognitive problems. All of these issues can lead to the decrease of life expectancy. Food insecurity also deprives a person of life chances.
Number one, you have the physical effects, right? The hunger, for sure. More importantly, I think you suffer long-term trauma in terms of psychological or emotional stress.
Okay.
And that chronic stress can also lead to other issues, medical, physical issues that are more challenging for people. I'll start with transportation, right? The people to get here. Some people walk long ways to get here. Most of our patrons take the bus. They come in clusters right off the bus stop. The community that we serve is as diverse as Hawaii, so multiple languages.
So the last study that Hawaii Food Bank did indicated that about 70% of people in this area don't know where to go to receive food, and they also don't know, or about 70% of people also were not comfortable due to feelings of shame of going to receive.
Stigma is clearly the biggest of these factors, showing how much more needs to be done to reduce such barriers. Oftentimes, assistance is based on the poverty line.
For TFAP, we do ask them, since it's a federal program, there is a requirement that they say that they make less than 300% of federal poverty level, which is pretty generous.
While this helps those who are struggling with absolute poverty, it might ignore those under relative poverty.
So we are a ministry of Grace Bible Church Honolulu and an agency partner of Hawaii Food Bank. So they supply us with all of the food, and we are just kind of the boots on the ground that does the distribution to members of our community.
Okay.
Yeah, so we sign a agency partner agreement with Hawaii Food Bank, and there are a number of things, essentially a contract that we agree to abide by. Some of it has to do with the food safety. So individuals like myself and our other leaders are all food safety certified by the Hawaiian Department of Health. And we have certain storage regulations for separate inventory for TFAP food versus regular food. All of these are NSF compliant shelves that are 6 inches off the ground, and we do pest control, we have cleaning, we have logs for everything that we do. So everything to ensure that the food is stewarded properly, stored safely, and distributed to the community. So we also ask the demographic questions that we're required to by HFB and collect that information. And we also agree that we will turn no one away. Everyone gets food. So that's a very important part.
From a functionalist perspective, food insecurity does not seem to serve a positive benefit for society. Therefore, this should give us hope that food insecurity will become a thing of the past. However, the issue can be weaponized and used for political gain. This might explain why the issue still persists to this day. Conflict perspective would argue that food insecurity is a form of social inequality guaranteed by capitalism's inherent aspect of competition. While some can participate in conspicuous consumption, others can barely afford food. This ensures the presence of food insecurity. From an interactionalist perspective, food insecurity is caused by several smaller factors that interact with each other. Instead of being caused by a big overarching problem, food insecurity is caused by the combination of supply shortages, tariffs, droughts, or other factors. In conclusion, food insecurity is caused by many factors, primarily poverty or unemployment. There are just as many factors that prevent those from seeking help as well. These include transportation, stigma, or even language barriers. Society should work to remove these barriers by creating a more friendly, accepting, and proactive environment. It is necessary to increase awareness to achieve such things. The issue of food insecurity can be addressed by improving infrastructure, increasing food independence, and increasing local support of local organizations such as food banks or food kitchens. The thing that stuck out the most was how widespread food insecurity really is. And contrary to many misconceptions, it affects a wide range of people, regardless of who they are.
We are all volunteer here, so getting people to consistently show up and commit to a specific date, a lot of times I don't know who's going to show up, so I don't know if we're going to have people here or not, so that makes it hard for us to commit to being open weekly, which is the goal. We're not open weekly right now. We are open every 2 weeks due to staffing.
Okay.
Yes.